Hello everyone, this is Shubham and welcome to your API tutorial. So in the last lecture, if you remember, like we guys have discussed about this data driven, like how to not hard code the stuff, and if you have been having repetitive data in your multiple scripts, so you can just pass it into a variable, and that variable refers to the stuff. Simultaneously, we have seen a little bit about this test, right? So where we are trying to fetch the variable which you have been passing and the value, it's gonna store it and it's gonna display on the console while running the test, or you can simultaneously set some value. So in that test related area, we are going to discuss some few more things over here, and we're going to go a little bit deeper and not deeper. So let's see where you can create your test. First of all, that's the thing, right? In the last lecture, we have just generally gone and created into our one of the requests. So there are three places you can create, more or less three or two or three places where you can create your tests. Two types of tests you can create. Two for two counter time counter. First time counter is going to be pre-request. Second time counter is going to be post-request. Pre-request is what before receiving the response or before the execution of your services has been successfully achieved, that test script will be getting executed, and after and the test which is we are current see, this is a prerequisite. So over here, if you've been writing, so before executing this particular request, this particular test is going to get executed, and after that request will be executed. After test, this particular so the test related stuff. So after your service has been executed, this particular test or test file is going to get executed. So where are these three places we can create? First is our collection level. You're gonna go to this particular stuff, edit. You might see when you're gonna click on edit, you see, right, pre-request script test. Over here you can create another. Though we have not created any folder, you can also create folder over here. Once you create folder, suppose we have three post requests, right? On a keep post and post folder, on a keep get and get folder, you can create those folder as well. So one folder level you can create, another thing you can create on this particular service level, right? So currently we are over here, and suppose now another important thing about test is what the test is the test scripts you can write it in JavaScript, and that I've already told you that it's been written over here. Test scripts are written only JavaScript and run after the response is received. This is test about prerequest. So whatever I have been telling you, Postman is providing you all the details. You just need to look into much more. So pre-request scripts are written in JavaScript and run before the request is sent. Okay. Now these things we have discussed. Now if you see, there are multiple stuff you're seeing snippets. What does this snippet do? So if you are not good in JavaScript, you don't want to write. So see, why do we write these tests? So what is the logic behind it? Because we are you people must be thinking like we just gonna send the request and receive the response and stuff, right? But you are not asserting anything, right? You are just visually seeing it over 200. Suppose I have run that, okay? So visually I have just been seeing it 200. Okay, I have received this particular response body. That means everything is correct. What if you want to assert it, right? Because when you're going to generate the report, or when you're going to run multiple, suppose you wanna in this particular one collection only you have 100 of requests, you're not gonna just one by one execute them and see the response with your own eye. So what you can do, you can just assert it like the way we assert in our Selenium product or Cypress. You can assert into Postman as well. What are you gonna do? So suppose over here we have already written stuff, right? Let's not remove it. Let's see response, not response time. Let's see the status code should be 200 only, right? So let's see whether something is there. Yeah, the status code is 200. Just click on it. See, it is gonna validate that the status. So to see, if you we have discussed in the Cypress as well, right? Cypress lecture, if you have gone and seen, there are validation which you can do using dot to be equal, dot to have length, or dot to have something something, right? The same way, because that's based on JavaScript, this is also based on JavaScript. You'll see this is how you create a function. Pm.test status code should be 200, and the function this should be this. Then pm.response. So simply pm.variables.get, pm.response. Pm is the keyword over here. Dot and the colon 2 dot have status. This status should be 200, right? Now let's run it and let's see whether this works fine or not. See, everything is been fast, and it is also now showing you the test results. The test results, when you go, it says there are assertion, and assertion has got passed, which is saying status code 200, right? Now you know the snippets. Now suppose you're gonna go, and over here what we are expecting, over here also we are expecting 200, 201 we are expecting over here, right? Which is wrong, but I have just written it for the sake of writing it, because get request shouldn't be there. Status code should be 200, 201. Let's paste it over here. You can see this is your message, this is your message, or this is suppose we were in describe init block, right, in Cypress or Protector. So describe block is seeing test scenario, it block is saying you test it. So this particular message you can change according to yourself. Now previously it was status code should be 200. Here you can write a status code should be 201, because 201 is what you've been trying to expect, right? Should be 201. And now instead of 200, so suppose, let's see whether this just fail or not. Okay, because we have been trying to expect 200, right? 201, right? And I have given the assertion as 200. Let's see whether it fails or not. See, it has got failed, because, and it will show you the exact mirror message as well. Status code should be 201, which is the message you have written. Assertion had expected response to have status code 200, but got 201. So expected is 200. That was saying, but got 201, which is actual. But we have been trying to expect actual only, right? And let's just paste it and run it. See, 201. This is how you can apply the assertion. Let's see few more assertion. Few more thing, like suppose get a collection variable, right? Because we have created collection variables as well. If you notice, collection level variable, I have created what URL, this URI, right? Let's run it, whether it gives you that or not. So it must have got you, because we have not stored it anywhere, it is not showing you. So you can do this as well, like now. Okay, so yeah, response body. So let's see, there is something we have over here in response, because we are receiving response as sample learning 1. So let's just see what happens with that. Response body contains a string. So we need to see what is this you want to match. So I want to match, it should be containing 1, right? So I'm just gonna go over here, I'm gonna paste 1, and let's see whether this works fine or not. See, it is passing. There are two assertions that has been done this time. The first assertion is gonna be what? First assertion is status code 200. Second is body matches the string. Because see, this is how you can validate your response. Suppose you've been trying to handle one of the like one big service where you have been passing your ID name XPath. Sorry, not XPath. So I have just gone to some other level. ID name and some certain level of stuff you have passed, and you are expecting over there account number. So you can always have the assertion like this account number should be coming over in response body, and you can just pass your account number over here. And this dot include is always again a JavaScript part, so I don't need to tell you that much. And you can improve your message styling and stuff. In prerequisite script, you can always pass some kind of if you want to have some kind of the prerequisite stuff, you want to make sure that this is only you have the URL, this is the stuff you have been presented with or not, this is the stuff like before the request you are sending, the request body is correct or not. So that and all you can pass in prerequest. Post request, yeah, I've already shown you what and all you can pass. And I've been showing you this under this particular places, right? You can see it in your console if you wanna debug it, right? So debugging is what you just need to make sure whether whatever you've been trying to see or you've been trying to send that is correct or not. See, so here you'll see multiple stuff when you're gonna run it again, and you're gonna go into console. So let's clear it first, and let's run it again. It says this particular body has been executed, request has been executed, and over here this is the particular URI, and this is particular value which you have been setting, and over here in test results these two status codes have been passed. So, and simultaneously you can see if you want to print some values, okay, each and every step. So the first step is gonna be console.log sample URI, second is console.log request, okay, and the Third place, what you're gonna have? Third place, you've been trying to validate something called console.info is there. So console.info, you can write stuff as we have been validating the status, validating the status code here, and it will be logged over there as well. So when you go that, when you're gonna execute it, see the third message you will see console.info that suppose you've been trying to, and then next is gonna be, so that is based, see console.log, console.info and stuff, that is based on the, there are console.warn as well, that there are multiple more stuff, so that is based on the thing which you have been trying to expect from your test script. You can message, suppose here you can pass console.warn, if response body doesn't match, show me a warning, right? So this is how you can do. This is what the use of test scripts, and you can create test scripts in JavaScript related format, following JavaScript related indentation and stuff, and you can see everything in your console. And through console, you can see the particular, so suppose how is it gonna get executed? You've gone over here, you've seen what an all network user agent was there, and what is Postman token had been passed, what was the host, and like you can connect your endpoint over there. What is the content type we have passed in application JSON, what time it has been executed, and connection and stuff. You can see it over here. You can clear your logs. You can, yeah, your all logs will be displayed over here. Suppose how Postman has behaved, right? This is to just, they are beautified for us, right? So if you want to see raw log, you can see this is how Postman has executed it, right? And if you want to go into more deeper way, you can always go to either there's developer option, show dev tools, control shift I, that is the same thing when you work on Chrome browser, right? Control shift I, you press, and you'll see this particular stuff. Then control shift I, when you're gonna go in console, you'll see every details that has been logged, and you can go and debug it from the log over here. You can see your network tab, and network tab when you try to execute anything, so that request needs to be invoked, I guess, so that you can check over here in your XHR. So yeah, again, this is based on, this is again very basic, very easy. If you're gonna, if you've already worked with the API using Ready API, or suppose Swagger URL you have taken and you've been trying to expect something using Chrome. So that network tab you can see in Chrome. In the next lecture, I'll show you how you can find your status code, your URI endpoint, and request body if you have been trying to expect some kind of service to be invoked in front end. So till that time, thank you so much, and I guess you guys will be going and watching this lecture and learn a little bit of basic about the creation of test scripting and how we're gonna see it in our console. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.